Hello, my name is Ashley, this is Faithful Rattos, and welcome back. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about a topic that I see spoken about a lot when it comes to the rat groups and just rat spaces online, and that is separating a rat that is sick or injured, that is in recovery. And it is something that you should absolutely not do. As we all know, rats need company, rats are social creatures, and the stress of being alone can seriously impact their recovery because stress puts strain on the immune system, and it's obviously the immune system that is doing all the work for a rat to be able to recover. A lot of inexperienced or non-rat savvy vets will recommend this to people, especially when it comes to respiratory infections and things like that, and I'm here to tell you it is absolutely not necessary, and it's something that I absolutely recommend you do not do, and I'm going to tell you why. So the first thing is, as I've just mentioned, is being alone is stressful and it will hinder their recovery. I have seen many cases of this where a rat has been doing really badly and they've been taking their medicine, but they're still doing really badly. They're very lethargic and sad, and they get given a friend. They feel much brighter and happier almost immediately, and they do begin to recover. And it's something that is really sad to see because a lot of people think they're doing right by their rat and they're really not, and they're being told this by people who are inexperienced with rat care, and it's just really sad. So a lot of people will say, but what if it's contagious? What if it's something that can pass between rats? And I will say there are cases of illnesses that pass between rats. If you've been on my channel a while, you know that I have in fact experienced a really traumatic week where I had a bacteria called Bordetella rip through my mischief, and we suddenly lost 6 of them. And that's to say these contagious issues do exist, even things like ringworm and fleas or things like that. These things are contagious. However, if it's already contagious, they're already exposed. If they live with the rat and it presents symptoms, every single one of those other rats in the cage will have been exposed anyway, because transmission is possible before symptoms occur, and symptoms don't occur straight away. They sort of build. There's actually a incubation period, and they're all exposed anyway. So by separating them, you're not mitigating the risk of it being passed on because they are already exposed to whatever is causing the illness. Most things aren't contagious though. The bog standard URI, upper respiratory infection, that rats tend to get is usually caused by mycoplasma. And this is a bacteria that is present in all of our rats, especially here in the UK. This is a bacteria they get through their mother's birth canal, so they all have it, and it can have flare-ups and cause issues from time to time, but they always have this sort of level of bacteria in their system. So it's absolutely not worth it to separate them on this point because they all have it anyway, and it's in times of stress, whether that is like emotional and mental stress or just stress on the immune system, they can have flare-ups. Some rats are weaker or more susceptible to it, but they all have it, and it is absolutely not something to separate your rats for. If you have a rat that has an upper respiratory infection and the vet recommends you to separate them, absolutely please don't do that, because it will not aid in their recovery, and in fact it will probably make it worse, make it harder for them to recover. And the third thing that I wanted to say is that if you are separating a rat for an extended period of time for it to recover, and as I said, it'll probably take them longer to recover if they're by themselves, it might affect your cage dynamics and their bond when you try to put them back together, and then you'd have to do re-intros and things, and sometimes it doesn't work out and you might end up having to neuter rats and all this. It's not worth the stress for the moment they're alone or for when you're trying to get them back into the group and it's not quite gelling as it used to. So it's really not something that I would recommend. Sometimes rats do need to be separated from the main cage and put in a smaller cage that is safer for them to recover, especially if they're recovering from something like a surgery or an injury. And in those cases, what I would do is put a calm friend in with them from their group. I think sometimes you could also rotate the friend so the rats still remember the rat, depending on how long the recovery is. If you have a small group like a pair or a trio, whack them all in a hamster cage or whatever you're using for the hospital cage, because it is well worth it. Having the company and having them be bored for a little while is worth the aid in the recovery time, if that makes sense. You may need to separate a rat after surgery for like a day when you're ensuring that they're peeing and pooping on their own. However, after that point, you do need to have a friend in there with them. And in most cases, I think they do fine with a friend from the start anyway. That is my short little mini rant for you today. I'm going to try and do more of these short videos with a little mini rant topic like this, because I think they're really helpful and these are the things that people are searching for when they need help. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope it was helpful. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, do leave them down there in the comments section, and you can subscribe if you want to stick around, give me a like. And you can also join my channel. I have lots of cool perks on the membership tiers if it's something that you're interested in. I'm trying to get that a bit off its feet, so if you're interested, that is available. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.